and everything else, sticking the greasy stuff in a tub of gasoline. And if the fire department never knew that he'd done that in his apartment, they would have had him filmed.
Yeah.
Because he smoked as well. But, I mean, that Ford Model A ran just like a clock. I mean, everything ticked right the minute he turned the key on. He got...
Did he teach you to drive?
Huh?
Did he teach you to drive?
No,
Who taught you to drive?
the Army actually.
Really? How old were you when you joined the Army? Oh, you said you were drafted. You were drafted? You didn't join up?
I think I was 20 when I went in. And I was trying to think. Yeah, I was 20. Yeah. I went down to Camp Callan in California and took basic training. And since I didn't have a car, Irene and I couldn't afford it.
How old were you when you got married?
I think I was 18.
How did you meet Irene?
She turned 19 January 30th, and I turned 18 December 7th. I was married in 42, and January of 43, she turned 19.
How did you meet her?
At the dance hall. I loved to dance.
Yeah.
But the first time I ever went to the dance hall, I went with Jack and Milt.
Mm-hmm.
And Waldo too, I think, the first time. And then later on, I went by myself. The first gal that I asked to dance,
Was Irene?
no, I was scared to ask him. I wanted to dance, but I had only danced with Mill and Mom. And I don't think I had never danced with a girl. And Jack was taking me, and I'd dance with Mill, and he wanted to dance with Mill. So he got me to one side, and he said, I bet you that you haven't got guts enough to go over and ask that girl to dance. You're a chicken. And he kept it up and kept it up. And finally I walked over to the gal, and I thought she was the most precious thing I ever saw. I told her, I said, my brother-in-law over there dared me to come and ask you to dance.
So they were married by then?
Huh?
So they were married by then?
I said, he dared me to ask you to dance.
You actually told her?
And I have never asked a girl to dance, so if you don't want to dance with me, don't worry about it. Just shake your head no, so that at least I can go back and say, well, there, I did it. And she said, no, come on, let's dance. And she got me out there, and it turned out she was old enough to be my mother. And the way I found out was because I met her mother at the dance hall. And I mean, from the first time we danced, I mean, she was a really good dancer. And she could follow me with no problem. So every time I saw her, I asked her to dance. But I mean, I was dancing with her. Anytime she wasn't on dancing, I was there. And I thought I fell in love with her. I told Mill and Jack that I thought she was the nicest person. I mean, she was so
Violet,
nice
off.
and so pleasing.
Violet, off.
And then I met her mother, and I told her mother that I just love your daughter. I really do love your daughter. And she says to me, Kenny, you're too nice a boy to get tangled up with my daughter. She's a character, and she always will be, and she's old enough to be your mother. And I said, oh, no, she's not that old. Oh, yes, she's that old. And so she told me that her mother was just like I don't know what, she'd make cookies and bring to the dancing.
So she just.
Give them to us kids.
So she was like the dead mother of the dance hall.
I guess. But really,
So it was mostly people your own age that were there, but
well,
this one older lady?
There was adults and young kids. And, I mean,
So it wasn't like now where you have to be over 21. Anybody could go.
yeah, well, I don't know whether they would have allowed kids in. Young